Hello, and welcome back to Pokemon Yellow. So, in the last episode, at the end of the episode, we had caught our newest team member, which I am absolutely going to be adding Alakazam to the team because I can. So, yeah, we caught Merlin the Abra. Now, with that being said, I must say I lied. And what I mean by that is I did say we were going to take on the Cerulean City Gym, but what we're going to do is we're going to do the thing first. If you don't know what the thing is, this is going to be pretty cool. If you know what the thing is, it's still going to be pretty cool. And what we're going to do today is we're going to be catching Mew. So, this is obviously going to be a glitch. That's the only way to do this, but yeah, I figured why not? A couple notes. One, you do need to make sure that you have a maximum of 5 team members in your party when you go to do this, because Mew cannot go to your PC or it will soft lock the game. So it does have to go directly into your party. With that being said, the only other note on that is that I will not be using Mew on my team. I thought about it and I wanted to, but it just having any legendary or mythical on your team just would make the game way too easy. And Alakazam is obviously already going to do that in spades. So yeah, I couldn't justify doing it, but I do want to show it off because I can and it's fun. So in the last episode, a couple people probably may have made a note of this and probably figured it was coming at some point anyway. So the first thing you need to do to set this up is you need to make sure that the trainer that is just south of this pool of water you have not battled, because you need Abra and this trainer to activate the glitch, the first step of the glitch. The second thing, and I'm guessing a couple people would have caught this as well, there was a trainer on Route 25 that I had neglected to battle. I just walked by him, ignored him altogether, and I bet you some people still caught that I didn't battle that trainer specifically for a reason. So what we're going to do is to activate the glitch is we need to walk one space south of here and press start very quickly. And what we're going to try and do is press start before the trainer notices that we're there. So this can be a little bit tricky to time out as you're learning how to do it. But once you catch us, it gets really easy. And what we're going to do is we're actually going to take Merlin and we're going to teleport back to Cerulean City. And what happens is the trainer thinks that you're there. You've now put the game in a very weird state where you're in a battle, but not actually in a battle. And the way you know that this worked properly is if you try to hit the start button, your start menu won't come up. So you are now in the state you want to be. Now, there's 2 ways that we're going to be breaking the game before we move on to the next step. And the first way is that we're going to be catching Mew. The second way is that we are going to immediately boost it up to level 100, and I'll show you both of those things. So what you need to do is come through here without battling any other trainers. So I battled all the ones around here so I wouldn't actually accidentally run into them. And you want to move a full step at least above this trainer that's just below me. The reason for this is if you walk directly in front of him and he doesn't move, that will soft lock the game. But as long as he moves one space, you're good. So now we are in the battle. The reason you want this trainer specifically, and this is the earliest you can possibly do this glitch between Abra and specifically Slowpoke, is Slowpoke has a special stat of 21. The way this glitch works is that is the specific value that you need for Mew to activate in the glitch. You can do this for a few trainers and get a few different results like Gyarados, Arcanine. I think Nidoking is one of them as well, but we want Mew, so we're going to do it this way. The other way that we're going to break it is that the level of the Mew that you encounter is going to be level 7 minus the attack modifier of the Pokemon that was defeated, so Slowpoke's attack modifier. And all we're going to do is growl and growl and growl until we can't growl anymore. And because under normal circumstances, a Pokemon's attack stat can't be lowered by more than 6 stages, that'll bring it from level 7 down to level 1. So this will be 4, so I'll need 2 more. Obviously, in the grand scheme of all this, I am not worried about anything that goes down. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to go with Spiro, because why not? Because he hasn't gotten beat up enough in this playthrough. And yeah, all I'm going to do is just get his attack stat lowered. So that should be one more, and we should be good. And I'm not going to fight with it too much. I think that should be good. And then we'll just Fury Attack to get some damage, but it's not going to take the Slowpoke down. It's just going to make it a little bit easier for Watt to take it down. And there we go. So now we move on to the next step, which is just destruction. And one more, two more maybe? Nope, one more. So we're good now. So now that we've completed that, the next thing that we need to do, and the misconception with this glitch is that you do need to teleport back to Cerulean City, and you do not. All you need to do is go back to Route 24. Just as soon as you cross the map, your start menu is going to open up. And as soon as you close it, now we've got, ta-da! Mew. So that's very cool. And if you also notice, it is going to be level 1. Now there's this interesting thing where now we know that in newer generations, Pokemon can be seen and caught and hatched at level 1, 2. In earlier generations, level 3 was the low, level 2 was the lowest. So there's no corrective code if there's anything outside of that parameter, and it just kind of breaks the game. So that's why we wanted Mew at level 1. Now, fair note, you'll always want to paralyze it or put it to sleep or something. Maybe bring a Caterpie or something with a very low attack stat, because at level 1 Mew will go down really easily, and if you defeat it, well, that defeats the purpose of doing this. But otherwise, you just leave it at full health and you just keep throwing Pokeballs until something sticks. It has a pretty low catch rate, so it may take a few. And ta-da! We now have Mew. So that is very cool. The next step is going to be breaking the game again. So no, I'm not going to give it a nickname. I thought about doing that, but no, I can't. Not to a Mew that I'm not going to use. And the nice thing about this glitch is there's nothing wrong with it. It's a perfectly normal, usable, 100%. It's a Mew. It won't create any funniness if you do have a transfer pack like I do, and I'm playing on Pokemon Stadium. You can bring Mew over to Pokemon Stadium. It won't have any issues with it, so that's kind of cool. Now the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take Mew. We're going to put it up front, and Mew is on, I believe it's the medium slow experience curve. For those who don't know, it's Pokemon classes are not Pokemon classes, but Pokemon are on different experience curves. Some are fast, slow, medium slow, that kind of thing. And the way that the level curve works in this game is if at level 1, because the game can't account for Mew being at level 1, it gains less than 1 full level's worth of experience. It will create I think it's called an underflow error, and basically it'll think it's level 100. And again, all this does is just immediately shoot it up to level 100 without any effort values or anything like that. So all you want to do is just spread out this one battle, spread the experience as far as you can just to make sure that this works. So we've done that, and then we'll go with Watt just to make sure. And then we'll finish it off with Flutterby just because it's a psychic attack. Mankey's a fighting. And that should be all she wrote for that. So yeah, you always want to spread it as thin as possible because Mew's only level 1, it takes a very small amount of experience to get it to level up. but it doesn't get there, and wha-bam! We now have an actual level 100 Mew. So that's very cool, that's very exciting. I do this every single time I play one of these games, and I hope that that showed you how to do it, and you can do that in your games if you didn't already know how to do this. It is very simple, and I've checked, and this is absolutely, I believe, the soonest possible that you can do this. Level 100, unfortunately, it doesn't learn any of the attacks, so if you want it to know anything other than pound, unfortunately, you are just going to have to use TMs, which it can learn basically all of them, so why not? And so I did point out that you have to have Mew in your party to start. But once Mew is out of level 1, whether you just use a rare candy to get it to level 2, or you leave it, you don't modify Slowpoke's attack stats so that it's level 7 when you encounter it, or you do this underflow glitch and put it to level 100, it is now safe, clear, it can do everything any other Pokemon can, so it can be in your party, in the box, all that fun stuff, so you are good there. Now we're going to withdraw Kinger, and that was the thing. That was cool. So, yeah, definitely if you didn't know that or you did like that and whatnot, don't forget to drop a like on that because, yeah, that's always fun. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the video here, and when we cut back in, I'm going to have trained all of my Pokemon up to the level that they need to be at to move on to the Cerulean City Gym. I'm obviously not going to over-level them because that would defeat the purpose of this. But yeah, so when we come back, we will be ready to take on the Cerulean City Gym so that I wasn't entirely a liar. And we are back. So I figured I'd just pop in at this point, now that I've got everything pretty close to caught up. And yeah, I figured nobody was going to want to miss the change to our team because we have 2 Pokemon that are now ready to evolve. And if you remember earlier, I did come across a couple rare candies, and this seems like just as good a time as any to use them. The first one I'm going to use it on is Broiler. And now Broiler is going to evolve. So Broiler is now Charmeleon, so that's hugely cool, that's always exciting. And finally, after much swap training, getting Merlin to level 15, we are going to use our other rare candy on Merlin. And if you want to save those 2 rare candies both for Abra, you can, but I figured, I was impatient, so I just did it this way. And Merlin is now Kadabra and is actually able to pull its own weight. So, yeah, so that's exciting because Abra only ever knows teleport when it starts out. So that's not helpful. You just have to swap train. But again, with all the hoops you jump through, like, it is nuts how strong it is. Like, so it had a level 45 special stat and let's see, stats. Yeah, 35 for Butterfree, 28 for Pikachu. Actually, I wonder what Broiler's is. Yeah, 30. So it is far and beyond the hardest hitting special attacker. I am not going to get Alakazam right away. I don't want to break the game that badly, but there will get a point when I go, okay, yeah, now's about a good time to do it. But with Kadabra, there is absolutely no rush on that whatsoever. It will stay strong. Even if you can't trade, Kadabra stays pretty viable right through to the end of the game. So yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get back out of here, and when I cut back in, that will be to heal up so that I can move on to the Cerulean City Gym. So I'll see you all then. Okay, And now we have everything all healed up and good to go. So you can see everybody's nice, even level 18. I figure that's good enough. Misty, I believe, is level 20, 21. So I'll be a little bit under-leveled, but I'm not too worried about it. I also just don't feel like doing the extra training anyway. So I think we should be fine either way. And I think what we'll do is we'll... You know what? We'll just show off Merlin for the first little bit of the gym, because why not? So now that we are at Cerulean City Gym, we'll take on our first trainer. First up, first to go down. Yeah. I don't know why I'm taunting it like it can hear me. Some of the back sprites were just... Oh. That was a lost turn for no reason whatsoever. There we go. And yeah. As you can see, Kadabra makes short work of a lot of stuff, so... Definitely 100% worth it. Again, if you have the means to trade it as soon as it evolves into Kadabra, or, you know, straight up to Alakazam, absolutely, like, I recommend doing it, especially if you just want to make your playthrough easier. There's no drawback to it. It's not like there's moves it won't learn as Alakazam that it would learn as Kadabra, so yeah, absolutely, like... If you can get both Nidoking as soon as possible and Alakazam, that's basically all you need for most of the game. So that really simplifies your job. And we'll show off... you know what? You know what? We haven't used Kinger in a while. I feel like most other stuff is going to be relevant to the battle with Misty, so, you know, let's get a little bit of a showcase going with something we haven't used in a while. Especially because, well, Kinger was just over-leveled from everything else from Mount Moon anyway, so, but now that the playing field's even, we'll go... Yeah, sure, we'll go Leer. How fast is Goldeen? And what's going on with that Goldeen sprite? It is... Oh. Okay, I guess we'll just double Leer, because I've got fat thumbs. Are we speed tied, maybe? Ah, no. That's never good. Yeah, it hurt itself in its confusion. So to anybody who doesn't know, confusion is an attack that you do to yourself. I believe it's just qualified as typeless damage, so there's no resistance or anything like that to it. And it basically takes how high is your own defense stat and how high is your own attack stat, puts them together. The bigger the difference, the more damage you're going to do to yourself. So it's not just an arbitrary number. Okay, now that we're done that, you know what, we'll lead off. Misty's a little bit tricky. She's not overly tough, but I'm gonna try not to lean on Merlin to get this done. So Misty's policy is an all-out offensive with water-type Pokemon. So, yeah, as most people experience going through this battle, that's not true. If it is, usually the battle doesn't last long enough for it to be proven, but she, I believe, starts off using an X defend. Or at some point uses one, and it's like, that's, I guess, like, if you're bulky enough, you're more offensive, kind of. Oh, that Staryu hits really hard. Ah, really? Fury Attack's gonna do this to me? No, 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 no. Ah. Man, I'm starting to regret having grabbed Spearow. I don't know if it's just bad luck or whatever, but let's go with yeah, we'll go with Flutterby. The reason for that is because and this is one of the reasons I like to point this out, why I have it on set battle style. So knowing that, yeah, see, there's the X defend, but it doesn't matter because I'm using a special. Bye-bye Staryu. But when you have the set battle style, you can't just think about what you're putting in. It's going to change and you don't have that, so you have to be prepared for the next step as well. Now, luckily, that's why I picked this, and we're gonna go with yeah. Ouch. Ouchie. Yeah. Yeah, Bubble Beam's a little bit problematic, so. And Starmie hits really hard, so if you have your lowered stat, Starmie hits hard. Like, it doesn't take much for Starmie to sweep you, so you know what, I'm gonna take my chances and see if I can at least... Nope. It's fast asleep, and you know what, I'm gonna cheat and I'm gonna use Double Team because I can. Maybe that'll give me a little bit of luck with this. I mean, the sleep's giving me pretty good luck, so I'll take that all day, every day. Wow, I'm like really getting good luck with this, so... that works, but just in case it wakes up, which it will this turn. There's no way it doesn't. But too late. Aha! I was prepared for nothing. That feels good with all the effort I put into getting everything ready. But yeah, so even being a bit underleveled, that really wasn't that bad. My thing is usually I try to get to at least the gym leader's level on playthroughs, like being super prepared and then going through them and remembering, man, it's overkill to just put that much effort into it. So now, all Pokemon up to level 30 will obey, including outsiders. So here's a thing that a lot of people don't know about how that mechanic actually works. It's just a small misconception. If you catch the Pokemon yourself, it will obey you no matter what. But the gym badges are required only for Pokemon obtained outside of you catching them. So that's in-game trades and trades with your friends and stuff. But yeah, you can over-level your Pokemon as much as you want. Like when I grabbed Mew, I could have just walked in here with it and run the whole place over, even at level 100. So yeah, that's a thing to make a note of if you've been trying to be very careful with your levels, especially early game and not getting too high. You can go past whatever level the gym is if you caught it yourself. So yeah, that's a little thing. But I think that's quite enough for one day. I think we got a lot done. We got ourselves a Mew that we're not going to use, but that was super fun and exciting. And I always like showing off little things like that. And we went through the Cerulean City Gym and we got ourselves the Cascade badge. So that is always super cool. And yeah, when we come back on the next video, then we'll be moving on to the next step of our adventure, which will be going towards the next town. So yeah, as always, if you did like the video, don't forget to drop a like. If you really liked it and you want to see the videos come out for this series as they upload, don't forget to subscribe on your way over to your next video. And until the next one, thank you and all the best.